Today, I'm going to explain how to contemplate form, rūpa, or the body. For the most part, many teachers have already taught their students methods to practice rūpa vedana. There are two things that are heavily emphasized: form, rūpa, and feeling, vedana. As for memory, sanya, volitional thought, sankhara, and consciousness, vijnana, these are also taught, but it doesn't seem like they are given the same weight as rūpa and vedana. Rūpa and vedana are taught as main topics. Whether it is kaya-nupassana or vedana-nupassana, of the four foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana, or the five aggregates, khandha, they all fall within the same bounds. If someone cultivates the four satipatthana, the result is the same as that of contemplating the five aggregates. Or if someone contemplates the five aggregates, the result is the same as that of cultivating the four satipatthana. Now, I'm going to explain about contemplating the five aggregates. The starting point is important, that is, the body. What does the term body refer to? It refers to form, rūpa. As for the term rūpa vedana, the rūpa includes various organs and the four elements, dhatu. When earth, water, wind, and fire come together, we call that form, rūpa. Rūpa can also be referred to as body. They are the same thing, the same type of thing. To call it body is correct. To call it form, rūpa, is also correct. Thus, contemplate form first, because form, rūpa, on its own is a critical topic, as in form, rūpa, and mentality, nama. Here, I'm going to explain about form. How do you contemplate form? Contemplating form falls within the bounds of the three common characteristics, dailakkhana, as well. That is, form exists in a state of impermanence. Whatever form it is, you can contemplate it. The form exists in a state of not self, or cessation of existence. There is nothing that is animal, person, self, me, or you. How do you contemplate in order to see how things cease to exist? There must be differentiating in the contemplations. In contemplating various forms, it isn't limited to only the form of humans or the form of animals. There are two types of form. One type of form is form that is governed by consciousness, vijnana. This relates to all types of animals and all types of humans. The second type is form without consciousness, vijnana. It could be a house, a tree, flowers, clothes, or any other requisites that you own. All of these are not governed by consciousness. These are the two types of form. Now, in contemplating form, wherever you may be, you can contemplate it. While sitting at home, you can contemplate it. You think of something and use that as your mind's preoccupation, āramana, in order to use wisdom, paññā, to contemplate that. You simply sit at home and think of something. It can be something in the present, something in the past, or something in the future. You think of it and contemplate it. Suppose you think of something from the past. Throughout your life, what obstacles have there been that have caused you both mental and physical suffering and distress? Suppose being sick comes to mind. Take that instance of being sick and contemplate it. You have made it through that time until the present with what kind of difficulty? How much pain and sickness did you experience? You have to describe the suffering that you have experienced. It is owing to the power of merit, punya, and perfections of character, bharami, from another time that you have the life you do now. This is because your karma hadn't dictated that it was your time to die at that time. Some people get into accidents that they nearly don't make it out of. Take those old experiences and contemplate them. Review your own life. Life is something that is so brief. When it comes to dying, it isn't that difficult to die. Sometimes it is easy to die. This is evident as people you know have died all over the place. For instance, in our country, accidents happen often. People kill each other, fight one another, etc. Contemplate these things. Or take fire. All of the various fires burning every day, burning homes, or gas fires, and contemplate them. This is the basis for contemplating all types of form. Fire is a type of form. Things that are burned by fire are another type of form. They can be contemplated. What are all forms like? They are things that arise. Once they arise, they exist for a while. It is this exist for a while that you must contemplate. You must understand it from your contemplation. Contemplate it in terms of the three common characteristics, dalakana: impermanence, suffering, and not self. Take those issues from the past and contemplate them. You must contemplate them. Some people have a family. Take a look at how promising it was in the beginning. For some couples, in the beginning, there was fragrantness, fondness, and love for one another. They were willing to give their lives for one another. But after living together for some time and having children and grandchildren, how has that love and fondness in the beginning turned into hatred at this stage? What has changed? People cannot love one another their entire lives, their entire existences, or forever. There must be some period in which you hate one another. When contemplating the body or various forms, anything that you see with your eyes can be contemplated. If you are sitting at home and see leaves fluttering at the front of your house, you can take those leaves and contemplate them. What were those leaves like when they first arose? When they first started to sprout, what were they like? And now, those leaves have aged and fallen. After they fall, they rot, decay, and become dirt and water, and revert to the elements according to the nature of those leaves. Mere leaves can be internalized opanayiko, to contemplate how the leaves and your body are the same. They are composed of the same kind of elements, that is, elements subject to not self, anatta. Once those leaves fall to the ground and decay and turn into dirt, they cease to exist as leaves. They cannot be called leaves anymore. They have already ceased to exist. Our bodies are the same way. Once we have died, they decay and turn into dirt and water. The condition of being me doesn't exist. This is anatta. These are normal things that we think about. Or you can contemplate something else. You can take the flowers that you have planted at home and contemplate them. They are similarly forms, rūpa. How do you contemplate them? The same way as contemplating leaves. Contemplate how when the flowers initially arose, they were beautiful and attractive. Afterward, those flowers fully bloomed. After fully blooming, they started to wilt and progressively shrivel up. Ultimately, they decayed and became dirt. We are the same in this way. Internalize, opanayiko, this. We are the same as these flowers. Before, you were a child, just like a flower bud. Then you became a teenager. Then you grew larger and larger and fully bloomed and became a full adult. After this point, you will decline. That is, you will age and progressively shrivel up, just like the flowers that shriveled up. Once your body shrivels up, it will die, just like those flowers. It is the same as contemplating all flowers or leaves.